Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm really happy you're here today. Whether you're a die-hard football fan or someone who just enjoys great conversations around sports and culture, today's topic is one you'll probably recognize right away. We're talking about Kay Adams, a name that's become synonymous with modern sports media, confidence, and a fresh way of connecting with audiences. So get comfortable, because this is less about stats and more about the person behind the screen. Kay Adams didn't just appear overnight as a polished sports host. Her journey is a reminder that visibility often comes after years of groundwork. Born in 1986, Kay grew up with a genuine love for sports, especially football, but loving the game and building a career around it are two very different things. Early on, she took smaller media roles, radio appearances, and behind-the-scenes opportunities, the kind of work that doesn't always come with glamour but builds real skill. It makes you wonder how many successful careers are built quietly before anyone notices. What really sets Kay apart is her ability to balance knowledge with relatability. When she talks football, it doesn't feel like she's lecturing or trying to prove something. It feels like a conversation, the kind you'd have with a friend who actually knows the game but still makes room for humor and curiosity. That's a harder skill than it looks. Have you noticed how some people can explain complex topics and still make you feel included instead of overwhelmed? For many viewers, Kay became a familiar face through her work on NFL Network shows like Good Morning Football and NFL GameDay Morning. In those roles, she wasn't just reading highlights or repeating talking points. She was engaging with co-hosts, challenging opinions, and asking the kinds of questions fans at home were already thinking about. And that interaction matters. Sports aren't just about what happens on the field, they're about debate, emotion, and perspective. Kay leaned into that. Another thing worth talking about is confidence. Kay Adams is confident, but not in a loud or overpowering way. It's a grounded confidence, the kind that comes from preparation and self-trust. In a space that has historically been male-dominated, she didn't try to blend in or shrink herself to fit expectations. Instead, she showed that there's more than one way to be authoritative and respected. That raises an interesting question. How often do we underestimate the power of simply being ourselves, especially in competitive spaces? Kay's presence also reflects how sports media has changed. Viewers today want authenticity. They want hosts who react in real time, who laugh, who get frustrated, who celebrate big moments just like fans do. Kay brings that emotional connection without losing professionalism. She's enthusiastic but informed, playful but prepared, and that balance is what keeps people coming back. Outside of television, Kay has expanded her voice through podcasts, interviews, and social media. And social media, in particular, has played a big role in how audiences connect with her. She shares glimpses of her personality, her thoughts, and sometimes even vulnerability without oversharing. That line is tricky to walk. How much do you show without losing your sense of privacy? How much do you engage without burning out? Kay seems to understand that balance well. It's also worth noting how she handles criticism. Being visible means being judged, especially online. Kay has faced her share of opinions about her takes, her style, her presence, but she hasn't let that derail her path. Instead, she's continued to evolve, refine her voice, and stay focused on what she brings to the table. That resilience is something many people can relate to, whether they're in media or not. When feedback comes your way, do you let it define you, or do you decide what's worth carrying forward? Another aspect of Kay Adams' appeal is that she doesn't pretend to have all the answers. She asks questions, listens, and engages with differing viewpoints. That openness creates space for dialogue rather than division, something sports conversations can definitely use more of. After all, isn't sports at its best when it brings people together instead of pushing them apart? As her career continues, Kay represents a new generation of sports personalities, ones who aren't boxed into a single role or platform. She's adaptable, curious, and clearly passionate about what she does. And that's a powerful combination. It shows that success isn't just about being the loudest voice in the room, but about being a consistent and authentic one. So here's something to think about as we wrap up. What makes someone truly influential in media today? Is it expertise alone, or is it the ability to connect, to evolve, and to stay real in a constantly changing landscape? And how might those same principles apply to your own goals, even outside of sports? If you enjoyed this deeper look at Kay Adams and the world of modern sports media, don't forget to give this video a like, It really helps support the channel. Share it with a friend who loves football or media stories. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more conversations like this, where we explore the people shaping culture beyond the headlines. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.